Do you have any sugar?
No sugar, please. Or milk.
All milk?
Yes, please. Just coffee.
Just coffee?
Please.
Ew, I have to have 2 sugars and plenty of milk. I'll give you the favourite mug. It's got a bunch of little willies on it.
Children who need to be able to express themselves in clear English are being taught political slogans. Children who need to be taught to respect traditional moral values are being taught that they have an inalienable right to be gay.
I met Joyce in 1979 or 1978. I would have been 20, so 1979, yeah. 1979. I was working at the New Union and she walked in one night and she had this big curly blonde hair and these eyes, these emerald eyes. I remember hoping she was gay, but back in those days it was much more hush-hush and she wasn't dressed very lesbian-y. I had short dark hair and they all called me a tomboy, so the closet was see-through. Anyway, we get to chatting and at one point she offers to buy me a drink and jokingly I say, "Are you flirting with me?" And she looks at me and she looks me up and down and she says, "Only if it's working." She was the trailblazer. I just followed her lead. I remember when we went on a big protest against Section 28. So intimidating. Joyce had tight hold of my hand the whole time. She was always more confident than me. Then this big man, like it must have been about 6'3", he had a leather jacket, skinhead, the works. He had a sign under his arm that said, "Gays are a stain against humanity." I noticed that he'd clocked us holding hands and I went to pull my hand away from Joyce's, but she didn't let go. He stormed over. He spat on the ground in front of us. I wanted to run, but Joyce didn't budge. This 5'5" woman staring down a 6'3" man.
So what happened?
Oh, he just walked away with his tail between his legs. She found herself in some right situations sometimes.
What do you make of everything you see in the news nowadays?
It's cyclical. Hate is. There'll always be someone who comes along and tries to take our rights away, and I try to still do my bit. If I had the mobility still, I'd be out marching, holding me signs, but I can't, so I sign the petitions, email my MP, and nothing seems to do anything, but I keep trying, and I keep trying because I won't sit idly by and watch as another generation is forced back into the closet. I won't do it.
I am now very happy to announce that you are now legally.
She campaigned a lot for equal marriage. We had been in a civil partnership since 2006, but Joyce always turned her nose up at that. She wanted a big white wedding, loads of guests. I was never really that fussed with all that.
Why?
Oh, because I knew she loved me, and I knew I loved her, and that was enough. I mean, I still would have done it, of course, anything to make her happy. She was ecstatic when the news was announced, but it was 6 months I think, between it being passed and it taking effect. So we both knew it was optimistic about her lasting that long with the diagnosis. She passed 2 weeks before the first gay marriage in the end. Hey, I haven't even offered you a biscuit. Do you want a biscuit?
Fine, thank you.
Oh, come on, have a biscuit. You look like you need a bloody good feed. I can make a cheese toasty.
Honestly, I'm good, thanks.
Stop being so polite. I'm making one for myself, so I might as well make one for you. When you spend so long being with someone, you don't know who you are without them. I had to relearn that. Who I was, that is. I didn't know who I was before her, and then I didn't know who I was after her. I'll always feel slightly incomplete, but she's here. She's everywhere. I've got a bottle of her gin on the shelf that I can't stand, but I refuse to let it go. I'll always pronounce the word prosciutto as prosciutto because that's how she used to say it. I look back on all the protests and marches and I think I was so bloody selfish. I wasn't fighting for the right to love women. Well, obviously I was really selfishly, I was just fighting for the right to love Joyce.